Uh, I'm just watching things happen around me, and I'm understanding some things. A lot of what these gangstalkers, whatever demonic presences that enter people and attack you, or just keep tabs on you. A lot of times they do a lot of stuff to make you scared. Yeah, if you show no fear, they have no power over you. Um, what I found recently this last week is that two of my gang stalkers, okay, I got one on this side and I got one on this side. And I've let them both know that I'm aware that they're gang stalkers. This one admitted to it over here. This one, he just says things that like only I would know, and only somebody who would be watching me would know. And I don't care because he's putting me to work and stuff like that. And I guess he's my handler for them. They gotta have somebody to keep tabs on me. But I made a little money at it. I've had a good week. I've had people bring me things to distract me. Guitars and amps and stuff. When really it's not a distraction at all. I use it for good things. I use it to make music for the Lord and record that music. And he gets a lot of joy out of that. But I think it's really funny because both of my gang stalkers now, I think I've been here a couple months now, and the first one, within just a few days of becoming my gang stalker, all of a sudden he's got a DWI. The one on this side, within a few weeks, just not even a few weeks, a couple weeks of being my gang stalker, he now has an assault with a deadly weapon on somebody, you know, and that's just the way it works. If you mess with God's people, stuff's gonna come back on you. I just think it's funny to both of them, and um, I don't know. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, reptilians. Yeah, people talk about reptilians. I'm beginning to believe they're absolutely real. They're the fallen angels. They're Nephilim. Um, and if you look around, all the symbolisms. I mean, you look at any sign, go down, drive down the street, and just look, and you're not gonna find any street or any street corner, anything that doesn't have some kind of serpent or reptile. Okay, and that's what these people are. They're interdimensional beings that kind of use your body like a puppet when you allow them, when you sin and you allow them in, they cause you, they kind of trick you into sinning, and then when you sin, they feed off of that, or they make you scared and they feed off of that. um they're basically vampires are, I'm sure I know that there's real blood drinking vampires. Those are real. But I'm talking about the energy vampires, the ones that they really they distract your attention. They sit there and they talk in circles. But they always want to, be fixed, your eyes fixed on them, and they're drawing your energy. They're sucking on your energy because they don't have theirs from God. They gave that up when they called Satan God, and they flipped over, and now they don't have God's energy. I could be wrong, but it's there's a picture here that's being painted in front of me, and I absolutely believe in the fact that they hate Jesus, they like to kill babies, they like to sell drugs, they like to do all kinds, anything to take away from somebody else, just even if it's just a little bit, they just want it. So, and if they hate Jesus, Well, I'm gonna go with Jesus because um, I don't like who they are and what they represent and what they do. And so I'm gonna stick with the winning team. See, they think that they're on the winning team, but they're gonna find out they're they chose wrong. And God is kind enough to allow you to repent and come back. So, if you haven't done that yet, you ought to try it. If you think gang stalking is terrestrial and you don't think that demonic forces are involved with it, that they use technology, they use a little nanobots and stuff they put inside of you, and I think these things are able to receive their spells, receive the vibrations, the microwaves they send out. So, um, yeah, I'm just kind of like giving an update on my last week or so has been pretty busy. You know, um, I had a dream, and I woke up from the dream, and it said something like blood sacrifice, and I knew that it had to do with me. And my neighbor, he's a big guy, man. He's a big guy, and probably could easily just take me out if he wanted to. But he even said it yesterday. He was like, "Oh, you must have angels around you." Well, he's been taking me out to these areas way out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just sitting here praying, driving through dark woods with this guy that I barely know, and I'm like, is this it? Is this the sacrifice? Because I've been in these situations before a bunch of times, and a lot of times I didn't even know it that I was the sacrifice um, until later. But God gets me through it, and I think the thing is when they've got you in a situation like that, if your fear breaks down, they might be able to attack you, or they might get you to do something to sin against them, so that they have legal right to attack you or kill you. And with the Satanists, um, they they do a head for an eye. If you accidentally poke his eye out, he's gonna want your whole head. That's how they believe. They live by that. But they expect you to follow the rules, but they don't have to. The rules are different from them because they're not of God. So anyway, y'all just pray for me, and I know I'm in good hands. I have no worries about where I go and what I do because God's told me that I'm royalty in His family, and I take that very seriously, so I try to act that way. I try to treat people with as much respect as I possibly can. And y'all have a good day.